Yo, what is up, you guys? It's Makai Sippin here, the #1 simp for Hinata, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my Horizon guide for Season 10 Apex Legends after her buff. Now, her buff is way better than how it was last season because, you know, they nerfed her to the ground, and get this, they nerfed her all the way to the ground just to see how she will be in the future seasons. Now, I completely disagree with that. That was a total unnecessary way to nerf her and try to figure out how to make her balance. All they have to do is just do the simple things that they've done with this buff and just made it a little bit, you know, lower. But yeah, she received the buff for Season 10, and the buff that she received was her gravitational tactical, where, you know, she flies up in the air, and it's not that slow how it was. It wasn't slow, that's all they changed it. So basically you still get off the gravitational lift after 2 seconds, and that's basically it. It's everything the same thing that they did when they nerfed her last season, but the only buff was her going up the gravitational lift you know, way faster. So how we're going to start this guide is I'm going to explain her passive, her tactical, and then her ultimate, and after that I'm going to explain some tips and tricks on how to use her, you know, tactical, passive, and ultimate. But before we start this video, I just want to make sure that you guys like and subscribe. We just made 3,600 subscribers. I'm so glad that we did. Our goal is 4,000, so if you guys subscribe and like the video, it'll make me more motivated to put out videos like this. And yeah, once you guys done all of that, follow my socials at Makai Simpin, double I's in the Makai's. Mainly follow my TikTok, and yeah, we can get started. Alright, before we start this guide, I just want to say why she was nerfed in the first place. And the reason why she was nerfed in the first place was because she was overpowered ever since she came out in Season 7, and everybody was just complaining about her, and they wasn't doing anything until Season 9. Now, I kind of agree that she was overpowered, but she was like completely avoidable, and there was a whole lot of methods to get her down or avoid the tactics that she used to go, you know, take you down. But the main reason why she got nerfed was because her pick rate was high, and as you know, they mostly nerf legends when they're like top 2, top 3 in pick rate, as they did with Octane's jump pad and, you know, a whole bunch of other legends that got nerfed last season because of their pick rate. But they nerfed Horizon just because of her pick rate, how fast her gravitational lift was. So people, you know, she was popping a battery all the way up in the sky, and she was staying up there forever, and then she just healed up. She can go to full med, full battery charge and everything, and nobody can shoot her because she went up so fast, and people was, you know, tap strafing or whatever, strafing around in the air, and it was just hard to hit her. So I kind of understand why they had to nerf her, but I did not understand why they had to nerf her to the ground. Like, she was my main ever since I came back, not came back, but like, you know, first started Apex Legends in Season 7, late Season 7, and she was just really fun to play as. So when I realized that they nerfed my legend to the ground and she was unplayable in Season 9, I was kind of sad, and I had to switch over to mains, and that's why you see me maining Loa, you know, 20k 5k damage on her. She's the best legend I ever played so far. But yeah, now that we're done explaining why she received the nerf, now I can finally explain her passive, her tactical, and her ultimate, and I'm gonna tell you some tips and tricks and a lesson of how to use her after her buff. Alright, now that we're finally done explaining stuff, we can get started with the guide. And the first thing that we're about to explain is her passive. And what her passive is called a spacewalk. Now, what this spacewalk passive is, it means it increases her air control when she uses her tactical or when she falls off of buildings, high buildings, and it also reduces fall impacts with her custom spacesuit. So what that basically means, when it, you know, helps her when she falls down on the ground and reduces fall impacts, is basically mean you don't have that small little pause you get when you play other characters when you jump down from high, you know, buildings or mountains or wherever you're at, hills. It means that you could automatically run, move, or crouch slide as soon as you fall down of a high spaces, high towers, or wherever you're at. So that's really overpowered to use. You could run away from a lot of fights, disengage from a lot of fights, just from simply jumping out of a high ground and sliding your way to cover and safety. I use this method all the time, and it was pretty good. Now, this gameplay that you're seeing right now, I just want to mention, is that I almost dropped a 20 bomb with her, but sadly only got 19 kills and died to storm damage, but that's whatever. But yeah, she's just really cool to use. I really like this passive, and yeah, I'm about to explain some tips on how to use her passive after we're done explaining everything. Alright, so now the next thing, which is the tactical, what is called the gravity lift, which means it reverses the flow of gravity, lifting players upwards and boosting them outwards when they exit. So that means anybody in your team, even enemies, can use this tactical. And it used to be overpowered, like I said, in season 7 and 8, but then they nerfed it down to the ground in season 9, but now it's perfect in season 10. Now I'm about to really give you some good methods and tips on how to use this lift, because this is really good tactical that Horizon got. This is one of the best tacticals ever since she got released. It was like top 3, top 5 of tacticals, because you know the number 1 tactical was Bloodhound's wall hacks, then the number 2 tactical was, you know, Wraith's get out of jail free card, and etc. But yeah, this is a really good tactical, and I can't wait to explain how to use it and what methods to do. Alright, now the last thing, which is her ultimate. Her ultimate is called the black hole, which deploy nukes to create a micro black hole that pulls players and towards it. So that means you also get pulled toward it, and your teammates can get pulled toward it. I'm going to explain how to efficiently use this and make sure that you don't get it in your teammates' way, and make sure that you get down your opponents fast. So it's going to be like using grenades, all that, get them out in the open from cover. I'm gonna make sure to explain all that to you guys right now. Alright, so now we're on to the tips and tricks methods for Horizon, and the first thing we're gonna start off with her passive. Now the only tip that I got for you guys to use her passive is just from disengaging from a fight and you're in like a high tower or whatever. It's just basically, don't worry about you pausing mid running away from a fight when you jump out of a tall building. Just keep running as soon as you jump out of a tall building, mountain, hill, wherever you're at. You're not gonna be stunned when you jump down, and it's gonna pause you from running, because that spacesuit that she has makes you really, it just helps you a lot just from running away from a tall building, or when someone's pushing you up on a building and you just jump off. It takes them a lot of time to try to recover when they jump off with you, because they don't play Horizon. The only time you gotta worry about when you jump off is when another Horizon player is chasing you. So just keep in mind that this is a great advantage for your player and to yourself, to your team, to run away and heal, whatever you got to do just with this spacesuit. Alright, so now we're done with Horizon's passive explanation, and now I'm about to explain you guys the best methods and tips and tricks that I use when I was maining Horizon with her tactical. Now, the first thing that I gotta say for you guys on how to use her tactical, which is called the gravity lift, is as soon as you place it down and you're low on meds or a shield, you gotta automatically pop your shield bat or a med kit as soon as you place it down, because as you know, you're not going to be able to finish it when you go all the way to the top, because it pops you out of the top of the gravity lift in 2 seconds, and that's not enough time to pop off a shield battery. I was testing so many tries on how to pop a shield battery and a med kit in the air, and that's just basically starting the shield bat as soon as you pop up in the air. Now when you pop off this shield bat or a med kit, as soon as you put down your tactical, you're gonna have to make sure you strafe left to right everywhere, because they're gonna be shooting at you since you don't have no defense mechanism to shoot back at them, because you're healing, because you started healing as soon as you put down your tactical on the floor. So you're gonna have to make sure that you use your battery or med kit as soon as you put that gravity lift on the floor, because if you don't, you're going to be up there in the top with only 2 seconds left to try to pop a full battery, and then you're just going to get knocked off and then lasered by the enemy. So just make sure that whenever you try to heal up with our gravitational lift, either try to get up to cover and then heal up there, or try to heal as soon as you place it down, and as you're going up, your shield battery is going to be done as soon as you get to the top. Alright, so now another method with her gravitational lift is making sure that you strafe left to right as you put it down, and shooting at one of the enemies if you want to. But the reason why you should strafe left to right is because her lift is still kind of slow, so it's not that hard for an enemy to laser you while you're in the air, and it's going to be kind of hard for you to aim at them because you're moving up while you're shooting at them. So yeah, it's going to be kind of difficult. So you just got to make sure that you're using movement techniques, strafing left to right, and making sure that the enemy has a hard time trying to hit you. I don't know how many times I got lasered trying to go up on our gravitational lift, and I got like I wasn't moving at all, and I was just getting lasered every time. So you just gotta make sure that you're moving around when you're in a gravitational lift. Trust me, you're gonna regret it when someone, you know, laser you in the air because you didn't move at all. Alright, for a third method with her gravitational lift is using her ultimate as you're in the air. Now the reason why you should do this is because you get a full view of where the enemies are at and a full view of where you should put your ultimate, because if you're on the floor and you're throwing your ultimate, sometimes you won't be able to aim correctly while you're on the ground, and you might misplace your ultimate, and then you're gonna regret, you know, wasting it because you placed it at the wrong spot. I got in so many people by doing this when I use my gravitational lift at the same time using my ultimate, and then yeah, I'm able to pull them out of cover or either put them in the middle and spam throw grenades. Now this is another method. I'm combining the methods together, but basically this is the fourth method. Now basically you're gonna have to carry at least 2 to 3 grenades, or if you want to be, you know, trollish, carry 4 or 5 grenades. Mostly you need arc stars and thermites, because sometimes grenades take too long to activate because they're gonna get out of the, you know, gravitational pull, since they nerfed her gravitational pull again in season 10. So yeah, you're gonna have to make sure you get arc stars so you can at least stick them, and the thermites will still do damage to them because, you know, they touched it. But yeah, carry at least 2 to 3 thermites and arc stars, and just spam throw it as you're in the gravitational lift, or if you threw it while on ground, just still spam throw it. You're gonna have to make sure you throw it and exactly at the middle of, you know, the Horizon's ultimate, because throwing it at the sides or whatever, you know, they're not over there because they're stuck in the middle of Horizon's gravitational pull. So yeah, as you're in the air, just make sure you just keep spam throwing grenades. Also, if you're talking to your teammates, make sure you tell them to have at least 1 arc star or 2 so they could throw it as well, because I'm telling you, her ultimate is overpowered when you throw a whole bunch of arc stars, thermites, or grenades at the thing. So yeah, just make sure, keep in mind that you have a lot of thermites, arc stars, and your teammates have a lot of arc stars and grenades, so you can put down the enemy and, you know, make them difficult for them to attack you back, because they have to worry about trying to run away and heal after you throwing arc stars and grenades. Now you got to make sure that you don't mess this up, because if you mess it up, then you're gonna be like in complete shock that didn't work out. So yeah, that's basically another method on how to use her tactical. Another method on how to use, you know, another tip on how to use her gravitational lift is that you use it on whatever high spots to get the high ground over an enemy, or just to quickly get to somewhere, because climbing can sometimes, you know, someone might laser you when you're trying to climbing, or, you know, it just takes too much time to climb a high space when all you can do is just put down your tactical and lift up. Your tactical doesn't take that much time to regenerate back, so you can keep using it over and over again. That's why I use it so many times to get up buildings, walls, or try to get the high ground over enemies. You're gonna have to use this a lot of times when you're trying to get the high ground over enemies, because, you know, as you're trying to climb and you can't use your weapon, they might see you climbing to them, and then they're just gonna laser you off without you having no defense at all. So yeah, that's why I recommend you to use your gravitational lift at all times when you're trying to get high ground. Go up a high building that takes a lot of climbing, or running up the stairs, or going up to, like, you know, a mountain or hill when you're playing in King's Canyon or World's Edge, or, you know, a building in World's Edge. So yeah, just keep that in mind on using her gravitational lift. Alright, so now that we're done talking about her gravitational lift, we can finally go onto her ultimate, and I only really got 2 methods and 2 tips on what to do with her ultimate. And the first thing that we're gonna say is that you can also pull enemies when they're in buildings. And what I mean by that is that, say you're in a small little building that's in the middle of the map or whatever, and you see enemies are camping in there, so you could put your ultimate to the side of that building, and it will go through the building, and people can, you know, get pulled towards the ultimate that's outside. So basically, say that they're camping near a door, right, and you can't get in there because if you kick it down, they're just gonna laser you. So you could put your ultimate to the side of the building, they get pulled away from the door, and then you could easily open it, and then you could throw your nades, thermite, or either just laser them from where you put your gravel, whatever, her ultimate. I clutched so many fights by using her ultimate, by just pulling them away, because it makes, when you get pulled in her gravel, or in her, you know, her newts, your whole screen is just messed up, and your aim was sometimes, it's like kind of stretched, like the optic when you aim in is stretched when you're in her gravel, you know, her gravity thing, I forgot what it's called, but yeah, use this at all times when you're trying to get people away from doors, or you're trying to get people out of cover, or you're trying to get people, say you're trying to get a Kraber shot or whatever, you know, snipe them through a window. You can put that to the side, they get to the window, boom, shoot them. There's a lot of ways to use our ultimate, and I recommend you to use our ultimate every time you're in a fight, because it will help your team and yourself a lot. Alright, another method on Horizon's ultimate is that you use it when, use it with a combination of Gibby's ultimate or Bangalore's ultimate, because as you know, there's going to be a lot of rockets from Gibby's ultimate, or, you know, missiles from Bangalore's ultimate, and you could easily just pull them all into the middle of where they put down, you know, their ultimate smoke, and where all the missiles and rockets are going down. This affects them a lot, and it will make your team win a fight easily, because it's so hard for them to run away from Horizon's ultimate, and they're just stuck around millions of rockets and millions of missiles from Gibby's and Bangalore's ultimate. So yeah, just make sure if you're playing Horizon, try to pair up with at least one Gibby on your team, or if there's no Gibby, try to pair up with a Bangalore, because this comes in clutch when fighting another squad every time, or when trying to third party a squad. Alright, so now for the last method on how to use our ultimate is how, for a defense way. So I'm gonna tell you a defensive way on how to use our ultimate, and that's basically using it to run away or disengage from a fight. This helped me lots of times when I run away and, you know, that sweaty team is trying to chase me down in ranked and get that last kill. What I do is I just throw it under me, like on my feet or legs, or throw it behind me, throw like a grenade or two there, and then they will instantly get pulled, and you might hit them once so they go heal, or it just gives you more time to run away because they're stuck trying to get themselves out of the gravitational pull. So yeah, just make sure when you're running away from a fight, throw it at the enemy's place and they get pulled, and it'll give you a little bit more time to run away and either heal up to fight back, or just run away and try to hide from the team, so you know you can keep your RP if you're playing in ranked, or just, you know, stay alive if you're playing pubs or whatever. Alright you guys, so that was basically it on me explaining how to use Horizon, and this is where I really rank legends on how they are in a season. And now that they buffed her gravitational lift, and really that's basically it for season 10, she went from a high, not a high, but she went from a low B to a high B tier legend. Now she's no longer at A or S tier ever since they nerfed her, you know, her gravitational lift and her ultimate, and made it just basically, you know, mid, I guess. So that's why she's not an A or S tier anymore. She's no longer you know, useful and ranked. Not useful, but what I mean is, she's not a mandatory legend to use in ranked. She's just basically a pubs legend if you just want to have fun. She's no longer, you know, Octane, Bloodhound, Gibby level. She's just a regular legend that's could be overpowered if you use her well, or it could be trash if you just don't know when and how to use her abilities. So yeah, that's why I rate her as. I rate her as a B+ tier legend. Alright you guys, that was basically it for this video. I hope you guys stayed to the end to see what I have to say about Horizon. I hope this video will help you out in the future. If you guys will do, please comment if any of these tips and methods helped you out. I will gladly reply if they did, and if they didn't, I'll make sure I apologize and explain it better to you in the comments down below. And also like and subscribe. Like I said, it will make me more motivated to put out videos like this. And yeah, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching.